Me, 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 me.
Me, 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 me,
Me,
me,
me,
me.
me, 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 me.
Me,
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 me, me,
me,
me,
me,
me.
me, 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 me.
Me, 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 me. Now I feel like I'm Beaker.
Hey, Savage Reaction crew. I'm David.
I'm Angie.
I'm a little bit of everything.
I'm a whole lot of rock and roll.
Me, 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 me. Hey, the reason we're sounding like Beaker from the Muppets or me is because
Tonight was.
a little bit of me.
I mean, there's a whole lot of that. That was the whole point of it.
There was a little debate that took place for the Republicans, the 2024 debate, and
it was the first one
so far. It was the first one, and as you can imagine, there was a lot of
8 people going me.
There was a lot of backbiting. No, there weren't 8 people going me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, they're saying what they're gonna do, so it was me.
Oh no, I was thinking me was just them being argumentative and back and forth.
I mean that too.
Yeah, there were some standout performances from, I think Ron DeSantis did a pretty good job.
You know, I was at work, so I have not seen any of it.
Yeah.
You got to watch it. I was working my other job. So this is going to be very new for me.
Ron DeSantis did a decent job. He was had a little more personality than he has in some of his commercials. I was worried that he was going to have sort of a Mitt Romney
I got chills.
type of Mitt Romney's not that.
No.
Had sort of a Mitt Romney moment where he when he first started out, when he was running against Trump, I guess it was, he sounded okay, but then he started listening to all his handlers, and he started to get all mealy and wimpy and
DeSantis?
No.
Oh, Mitt Romney.
Mitt Romney back
okay.
in the day. And so I was a little concerned that DeSantis was going to take that same route where he's going to just kind of not stick to who he is, that he was going to let his handlers kind of drive him.
Shaking the table.
And push him in a way that he shouldn't have gone. But he did a good job tonight. Vivek was outstanding. I thought Tim Scott was okay. He was just really subdued and quiet. Not really animated, and was not very exciting or compelling. Yeah. He's a brilliant guy, but he just didn't stand out. And then
just didn't catch your attention.
No. And then Mike Pence, I mean, I love him for the fact that he's a man of faith. I appreciate that. But that's where it ends.
I've become extremely disappointed in him.
Yeah, I'm completely disillusioned with him. That's where my admiration for him ends as a potential president.
I thought he was all right until January 6th, and then the fact that he did not back up President Trump and stuff. So from there, he went off the rails, and I've not been a fan ever since.
Yeah,
I liked him before that, but now I feel like he, not copped out, but he
went sort of spineless and
just
didn't back.
Just not a fan.
But
and Chris Christie,
Chris Christie's a joke.
He's just a hot mess.
I'm sorry. He's like the Lizzo of the Republican Party.
he's I don't know why he's even on that stage. Who's that guy over there?
That's Asa Hutchinson.
I know nothing about him.
Yeah, he's a former governor as well.
From where?
Gosh, don't make me remember.
Okay. I'm not gonna. It takes you too long. And what's that guy's name again?
I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he's the governor of North Dakota.
The only thing I know about him was that right before I left for work, that they said that he had hurt himself playing basketball and went to the hospital, but they weren't sure if he was going to be on the debate, but he said yes. So that's the only thing I know about that man. I know nothing else.
You want to say something funny?
What? Wait. Okay.
He's hurt himself 4 other times recently.
Playing basketball?
Playing pickup basketball games.
Maybe he needs to stop playing basketball.
Right? Come on, dude.
What is the definition of insanity?
Doing the same thing multiple times and expecting a different result. I think I'm insane.
And then there's the girl, which
Nikki Haley.
Before this whole thing even started, again, like I got a little notification on my phone that she was already on the attack against Vivek and was it DeSantis or something? Like
Trump.
She was already like on the attack again. You know, something I feel strongly about with politics and when people are running for president or running for any office is, for me, I feel strongly that it shows more of your character to present what issues you feel strongly about, what you represent, that rather than tear somebody else down.
Right.
You know what? Just don't you don't need to go dig in the dirt and whatnot. You don't need to sling mud. You don't need to be talking crap about everybody else that's running against you. Instead, just say why you're the better candidate.
Yep.
You know, I think that is more respectable.
I agree.
And that's how I feel. And I want to say that I've seen commercials or even interviews with Vivek. How do you say it? Ramaswamy?
Uh-huh.
That I haven't heard him, and maybe I just haven't seen the right ones, but from everything I've seen, I haven't heard him tear anybody else down. I've just heard him speak about himself.
He is, in my mind, he is a perfect cross between a Ronald Reagan and a Donald Trump. He's a businessman, so he has that acumen.
Yeah.
He's extremely brilliant. He's done some amazing things in business.
Love Ronald Reagan.
And he also has the savvy and the personality of a Ronald Reagan. Mm. You know, he just and the
charisma,
the hopefulness. You know,
yeah.
The whole, you know, Reagan's second term when he talked about, you know, a shining city on a hill. You know, Vivek has that kind of hope for us.
I think both Ronald Reagan, President Reagan, and Vivek Ramaswamy are realistic. And that's what we liked about President Trump as well.
Yep. That
they're not going to sugarcoat things or whatever. And I'm sorry, like I'm all for that meme that had said, I miss cheap gas and mean tweets.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what he wrote on his Twitter. I don't care what he wrote on his Twitter. What I care about is
how is our country?
Yeah, how is our country? The success that he had in making things successful for me and making me successful.
And making America successful.
Yeah.
Because when we're doing better, when
me
our
as an
neighbors
American.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, you know, I can afford groceries and gas and my house and things like that, and to be able to do stuff with my kids.
Yep.
So that's why I like the realism part of it. Well, so you've watched this debate. Like we said earlier, I was at work. I didn't get to see any of this. There was a part that caught your eye, caught your ear.
There were a few parts, and I think maybe you know, we'll do some follow-up videos here in the coming day or so. But
he's watching. This dog.
We have a little immigrant here.
I knew you were going to say that. Immigrant song.
So
I'm so rock and roll.
So the topic, the question, to summarize it, was basically, you know, about crime in America and how crime is affecting America, and what would X person's administration look like in terms of tackling violence in America and stuff like that. So just kind of wanted to look at Vivek's hot take on that, and then there's a little bit of a back and forth between him and Mike Pence, where I believe Vivek really got it right. You know, you'll see, and then I'll comment afterwards my particular feelings on it and what I believe in regards to that. But that being said, let's go ahead and watch this little clip here.
Hit it.
What does the President Ramaswamy do about guns?
So the reality is we have a crime wave in this country and we know how to fix it. The question is, do we actually have the spine to do it? More cops in the streets who are on the streets able to do their jobs without looking over their shoulder for getting sued. And we also have a mental health epidemic in this country. Just over the same period that we have closed mental health institutions, we have seen a spike in violent crime. Do we have the spine to bring them back? I think we should. As president, I will. But it's not just drugging up people in those psychiatric institutions with Zoloft and Seroquel. It's a deeper issue. I think faith-based approaches can play a role here, too. We're in the middle of a national identity crisis. As a member of my generation, the problem in our country right now, the reason we have that mental health epidemic, is that people are so hungry for purpose and meaning at a time when family, faith, patriotism, hard work have all disappeared. What we really need is a tonal reset from the top, saying that this is what it means to be an American. Yes, we will stand for the rule of law. Yes, we will close the southern border where criminals are coming in every day. And yes, we will back law enforcement because we remember who we really are. And that's also how we address that mental health epidemic in the next generation that is directly leading to violent crime across this country.
Governor DeSantis, really quickly. Governor DeSantis.
No. No, you cannot.
We're not looking for a new national identity. The American people are the most faith-filled, freedom-loving, idealistic, hardworking people the world has ever known.
A lot of Americans are like that, but not all of. Are you kidding me? We don't have an identity crisis. There are literally people that are having identity crisis right now, calling themselves they, them,
Every
Skittles.
day. Oh, that's Skittles.
They're it's the minority, but they're being very loud right now.
Yeah.
They've been very loud. It built up.
Plus,
so there's a literal identity crisis.
Just our country in general. I mean, abroad, we're a laughing stock.
Yeah.
Because of our current administration, which we're not going to go too much into because it's just not worth it here.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, our commander-in-chief, the leader of the free world, falls asleep all the time.
Yeah,
he falls upstairs. He falls downstairs. He falls here. He speaks.
I just had this notification on my phone, this article that apparently he fell asleep today
during the Maui
remembering the people that passed during these fires.
Yeah.
And he fell asleep during it.
Give the guy some freaking what's that stuff that
Speed?
I was thinking
cocaine,
what was this?
Heroin.
No, it was not an illegal narcotic. It was that stuff we used to take
Coke
to study. It was caffeine. It was like caffeine pills. What was it called?
I don't know.
Oh,
give him a freaking Monster drink or a rock star or something.
Help the guy stay awake.
Give him a coffee.
For one freaking memorial service, I mean, it's disgusting. It's gross.
Yeah.
And it just, so to say that we don't have an identity crisis, that things aren't worse than they've ever been.
Oh my gosh, the price of gas, the price
lifetime.
of groceries is insane. And it sucks too, because my other job is in retail. And occasionally there will be people, like there's people that, we'll discuss it. That will be like, oh man, the price of this bread, it sucks, dude. I'm like, yeah. But then there's people that get pissy about it. And I'm like, dude, I just work here. Like, I don't make the prices. And believe me, I didn't vote for the person that has caused this shit to happen. No. Like, don't be busy at me. I just showed up so I can work, so I can pay for my loaf of bread.
Nope. So respectfully, Mr. Pence, I disagree.
Yeah, it's a huge mess now.
We are not in the best of places.
No.
So let's see what Vivek says, because I believe he's on our side.
Ramaswamy.
Just need government as good as our people.
Well, Mike, I think the difference is you might have, some others like you may have on the stage, it's Morning in America speech. It is not Morning in America. We live in a dark moment, and we have to confront the fact that we're in an internal, sort of cold cultural civil war. And we have to recognize
the American people with the failed government in Washington, D.C. We just need government as good as our people again.
So let me just finish addressing.
First of all, yeah, Vivek is absolutely correct. And what he had just said, what he said, it was like it's a dark time for us right now. Things are not good. But then also equating us to the general people, to the people that are in in office. Now, first of all, I'm going to say I absolutely believe that the election was rigged. Absolutely. And I'm sorry, President Trump didn't convince me of that. I know that on my own. I know I live in Maricopa County. So I saw photographs and things of what was going on and videos at these, election centers and whatnot. So I very firmly believe that the whole thing was jacked up.
There's serious questions.
But there are certainly people that were put into office legit that shouldn't be there. So I'm sorry, those are the people that are representing us right now, and it sucks, and they need to be out. And I think that there should be a term limit. I think there should be an age limit. I think there should be a term limit. Refresh that fishbowl.
And for the YouTube manual reviewers, if you come on here and you're like, oh, she said that it was rigged, just, do a little bit of fact checking before you try to pull down our video for saying, misinformation or disinformation. It was Democrats in 2016 that were trying to have electorates overturn the votes that would have potentially, or that would
have had Hillary win.
Yeah.
Yeah, against.
They were trying to do that. They said that Russia stole our elections, that our elections were rigged because of Russia.
How'd that all come out?
It turned out not to be true.
No,
so
it was not true.
So let's just pump the brakes on, giving us
information. You know what? That's what I said. I'm like, it's my opinion. I'm allowed to have my opinion. My opinion is that it was rigged, and my opinion is based on the facts of what has happened here in Maricopa County and the photographs that I saw and the videos that I saw and the stories that I heard from other people here in Maricopa County where they were given Sharpies.
I went and voted in person, and there were Sharpies at the polling station.
Yeah. Yeah. So
that is firsthand information.
It's based on our experience and what we've seen in our own county. So I'm allowed to have that opinion, you know. But going back to the...
Because I don't know what that slogan means. We need to shut down the administrative state. That's actually how we translate.
Crime has been on the rise in Florida, Governor DeSantis. How do you stop crime?
Well, actually, crime's at a 50-year low in Florida.
Not in Miami.
We're happy with that. Well, the statewide, it's a 50-year low. And so here's the thing. These hollowed out cities, this is a symptom of America's decline. And one of the biggest reasons is because you have George Soros funding these radical left-wing district attorneys. They get into office and they say they're not going to prosecute crimes they disagree with. The inmates start running the asylum. There's one guy in this entire country that's ever done anything about that. Me. When we had two of these district attorneys in Florida elected with Soros funding who said they wouldn't do their job, I removed them from their posts. They are gone. And as president, we are going to go after all of these people because they are hurting the quality of life and they are victimizing innocent people in every corner of this country, and it will stop when I get into office.
Okay, one more here before the break, Governor Brogan.
So
she reminds me of Murphy Brown.
Martha McCallum.
I think it's the hair and the outfit.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, that was just a little bit of flavor there, a little snippet of some questions there. I mean, I firmly believe that in a very short amount of time, that this could become a 3-person race between Trump, DeSantis, and Vivek Ramaswamy.
I can see that.
The other people that were on that stage they just didn't. There was nothing exceptional about any of them. Vivek got tons and tons of cheers throughout the course of this, which we'll check out in future videos. DeSantis, he got his fair share of cheers because we know that he's very popular as well. The other ones, they really didn't have any, amazing one-liners or zingers or things that just really stood out in my mind where like, wow, that good point. Oh yeah, you said it, boy. Nothing like that. So I just, yeah, I was very impressed with Vivek. And, I mean, I sort of, I worry about DeSantis. I feel like he's not standing up enough to Trump. You know, if Trump's gonna go after you, then you better be prepared and you better have your sidearm, you know, your virtual sidearm, you know, you better be ready to get in a gunfight with Trump because he doesn't play. So you better be ready. You better be able to answer. You better be able to, you know, really know your position and be able to articulate it because if you can't, I mean, Trump will just pick you apart. So, and that's where I think Vivek excels because he does.
He gives it right back.
Yeah,
and he's listening. You can see it, like he's thinking, he's listening, and
he is an excellent. That is a terrific point. He is an excellent active listener.
Yeah.
He's constantly processing what everybody is saying and linking that up with ideas and concepts and pre-planned ideas that he has in his mind. And so it's really kind of cool to see.
Should be interesting. So, what'd you guys think? What'd you think of that snippet? What'd you think of the debate? Like I said, I haven't had a chance to watch the whole thing yet. This is the most I've watched of it right now.
Do you disagree with me? Do you think there were some standouts? Because I mean, that was just my opinion. I didn't think anybody really did anything much other than DeSantis and Vivek. So let us know.
Well, Chris Christie might have eaten a sandwich.
He ate some donuts and he drooled and he sweat a lot. There's a lot of sweating.
Oh, that's silly. All right, you guys. Well,
before you go, make sure that you subscribe,
like,
share,
ring the little bell,
and comment down below like we were saying. It helps the algorithm.
All right.
That's all we got to say this time. But until next time, peace.
Rock on.